a graduate student at the University of New Hampshire. I do my research on integrated disease management of orchard crops. Specifically, I'm focused on the disease apple scab. And using UAVs, you can see the entire field rather than just the pattern that you've decided to select. Oftentimes what you do is just walk sort of a transect, sort of X or a W-shaped pattern through a field. And using those sort of sampling methods, you might not get a representative sample of the entire orchard. So by surveying the entire orchard, we're able to take our time and take a look and look at each individual variety and crop type that we have in our area. For general agriculture, there's several advantages of using multi-rotor UAVs. For us, we're surrounded by forest in New Hampshire, so having the ability for vertical takeoff and landing is a big advantage due to the confinements of the surrounding forest. And then also, to get the close look that we need to determine plant health status, you need to fly at low altitude. So you're typically looking at flying heights of somewhere between 30, 50 feet, up to 100 feet is useful. But in order to maintain safe and stable flights at these low altitudes, we found that multi-rotors would be the best option for us. The sort of sensors that we're using at UNH include just regular point-and-shoot cameras, infrared cameras, infrared light, and then with those we'll use both long and short wave path filters to select just the light we want to see. The things that you could detect by using building vegetation indices and using filtered imagery would be plant health status, things such as nutrient content of the plant, whether you might need to go out there and get more nitrogen on a particular plant, irrigation water stress. You could see if the plant was under drought stress by looking at the specific spectral characteristics of the plant. And then just disease. So there's many vegetation indices for disease or just determine plant health. And those include things like NDVI, which is the normalized difference vegetation index. And with that, it's a status of greenness. So a lot of times pathogens, or when a plant is stressed for one reason or another, its reflectance is going to be reduced. So by looking at plants, and looking at these vegetation indices and the spectral characteristics of the plants, you're able to determine which plants are actually infected and which ones are not. Alternatively to that, there's mapping and having the ability to rapidly create a high-resolution image of an area of interest. For this, you need to have the ability to fly within confined or disturbed areas within a small time span and rapidly process that image into a usable format, which for us is typically assumes the form of an orthophoto, which is a geo-rectified image. So it's a photo that has been geo-corrected to be of GPS precision. With these, you can use it to track the changes in an area over time. That's going to be the advantage of using UAVs in many areas, is this temporal assessment. Being able to get into the same area and repeatedly assess it. So once a disturbance occurs, then you can show that comparison. If you have no before image and after image, might not be so useful, which is the need for routine surveillance, having the ability to create these ultra high resolution images. That's why here at Woodman Farm, we're interested in assessing plant disease. And to do that, we need images throughout the season so we can track the progress and spread of disease through the orchard.